Good evening. We call to order this session of the West Valley City Council meeting. We welcome everyone here. We note that we do have a quorum present. We have 6 members of the council present. Councilman Rushton is excused. We will begin our meeting with an opening ceremony and return to Councilman Lars Nordfeld for that. Councilman Nordfeld.
Would everyone please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next, we have some special recognitions. We do have some of our county council members here, Amy Winder-Newton and Richard Snellgrove. They will be taking a few moments during our public comment here in just a few minutes, but welcome to that. And we also have with us a scout troop, and I believe that they are prepared to have one of their young men come up and introduce their troop. Troop number, the schools they attend, and what you're doing here tonight, working on something, a merit badge or rank advancement or something. To the microphone, yes.
Okay, well, we are Troop 535. We're doing citizenship in the community. We're from West Valley City, and I go to American Prep. 2 of them go to Kennedy Junior High. 1 goes to Hunter High School, another one goes to Hunter Junior, and 1 goes to Valley Junior.
Wow, all over the city. Very good. Thank you and welcome here tonight. Next, we go to the approval of our minutes. We'll turn to the council for the minutes of September 2nd. Council, Mayor, Councilman Nordfeld.
I move for approval of our minutes of the September 2nd regular meeting.
Councilman Nordfeld has made the motion. That's in order.
Second.
Councilman Hyun has a second on it. The motion is properly before us. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll then place that motion for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes of September 2nd, 2014, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passed unanimously. The minutes are approved. We now go to the public comment portion of our meeting, and we have several people signed up, and we remind you that you are limited to 5 minutes. And so, first on here, and Josh, I usually get your last name wrong. Sherman, you pronounce it. Because it's spelled? Sherman. Okay, that's why, because it's spelled differently. If you would come forward, you're first on our list, and look forward to hearing from you tonight.
Thank you. I apologize, I haven't written out a statement. Usually it's easier to articulate when I have it written down, but I just printed off the budget for the year, and so I'll review that and I'll come back next week. But I did want to address this skateboard issue that I've been bringing up for a while. And Lars, pleasure to meet you. First time, and first time from the mayor. I was rejoiced last Monday reading the Salt Lake Tribune that we got the Lodestone Park. It's the regional park in Salt Lake County. That was approved through the $47 million bond, and that is going over on the edge of Magna. When we started talking about a skate park, there was a lot of complaints from the west side of the city, and it seemed like those complaints are being addressed now with this park, which is a large park. So I'm happy to say that. And this park also brings ball diamonds, pickleball, tennis courts, basketball courts, playgrounds, pavilions, and walking paths. In addition to the 14 pavilions, 24 playgrounds, 2 golf courses, 15 tennis courts, 14.5 basketball courts, 10 soccer fields, 15 softball diamonds that are currently in the city. So we're doing pretty good with parks. This also bringing 62 more acres of parks for West Valley / Kearns Incorporated. And all done by the hairstring budget of the Park and Recs, which is $2 million from this last year, which is actually up $500,000 from when I started doing this thing. So we're doing good. The parks are increasing. And the parks are now at 26 parks in West Valley, 5 unincorporated with the Solid County. So that's 31 parks, if my math's correct. With all that being said, after 10 years of coming in front of you and trying to get a skate park built in the city, there is still yet to be a skate park. 3 years ago, the Solid County gave us $365,000 for such a project. The city manager said we could probably pull another $100,000 from the general budget and try to make that $500,000. The city thankfully graciously donated the land, so that cut down enormously on the price of the project, and we wanted to position a Centennial Park. To offset that cost, we've been proposing to sell the corner. I know that it is raising eyebrows to sell a corner of a park that is a park, but the city has already paid for the Army engineers to reallocate the wetlands, and we have secured almost the amount for the entire park. What I'm hoping the city council can come to find terms with is the additional $600,000 that will complete the park, the parking, and the landscape around the park. I dropped $200 in today to the fund. I'll keep dropping in money. I know there's already money. I didn't call to see exactly how much is in there. I'm sure a few $1,000s, but a few $1,000s from citizens that want a park. I wanted a park for 10 years. I'll come back and keep saying it now that I know it's there. I know elections are in 5 weeks. If you want to wait till after then to get $500,000 out of the general budget, that'd be great too. But we've re-engineered, redesigned the whole park, and it's ready to go. I think we have done all the heavy lifting, the park designs, and I think the citizens are ready for some good news, right, for West Valley. And so everything that's a groundbreaking and scissor cutting is always good news. So I think investing in our kids, and now that park is basically running even with expenditures and revenue, I think this would just bring some more money to the fitness center. If I had to guess, it would bring a lot more revenue. So I appreciate your time. Thank you, and have a great week.
Thank you very much. Next, we have from our county council, and you're both listed here. I'm not sure how you're going to handle that, together or apart. Amy Newton and Richard Snellgrove.
Thank you and good evening. We're excited to be here tonight. We wanted to come and talk to you about an important issue that's going to be on the ballot this November, and that is the ZAP renewal. And for those who may not know what ZAP is, ZAP stands for Zoo Arts and Parks, and it's a renewal of a sales tax that's 1 penny for every $10 spent. We're not looking for an increase, it's just to renew it. It needs to go on the ballot every 10 years. And so as a county council, we unanimously support this, and we just Richard and I wanted to come tonight and just talk to you about some things with ZAP. First of all, over 160 arts, cultural, and zoological organizations are supported by ZAP, 13 parks and trails, 17 rec centers. Each year, over 7 million people participate in a ZAP-funded cultural activity, and nearly 4 million people receive free admission to a ZAP-funded event. And some of the things that ZAP has helped to fund in West Valley City include Health Center Theater, the Utah Cultural Celebration Center, Jordan River Trail, the West Valley Symphony, and the Centennial Swimming Pool. And so what we would love to do is to see if you would be willing to stand with us and support ZAP, whether that be through telling your friends and neighbors about this, or putting it in your city newsletter, or even passing a resolution, as some of our cities are doing, to support ZAP.
Thank you, Amy. Amy touched upon, most capably touched upon all the key points of the ZAP tax. We as a county council are somewhat unique in that we are a political body, five Republicans, 4 Democrats. So oftentimes there's feisty discussion and controversy with regards to particular issues. But when we recognize something as a good return on investment for the taxpayers, then we close ranks and unanimously support a particular issue, as is the case with the ZAP tax. This is something that is unique in the tax world, speaking as a conservative, in that this 1/10 of 1%, which is 1 penny out of every $10 spent on non-grocery purchases, that figure has remained the same for, now it's going on to its third renewal. So it's unique to have a tax increase, or a tax that never goes up. This fund generates $33 million for arts projects. It could be the Hopewell Zoo or the Clark Planetarium or arts venues and functions here in West Valley City. And so the taxpayers are getting well served with a good return on their investment. We encourage your support. It's a worthwhile project, and anything you can do to support it would certainly be appreciated. And I want you to know it's my privilege to be of service to you and the citizens of West Valley City as one of your 3 at-large county council members, and it's a pleasure to work with Amy to be of service to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your coming.
May I leave these information packets with the
Yes,
recorder?
yes, you'll give them to her. She'll see that we all get a copy. Thank you for coming tonight. It's good to hear from you. To our city manager then, for any comments?
Not tonight, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate the comments that have been made.
To the council? Okay. I would need to correct just one item. I don't think that the elections have anything to do with our budget or anything. There's no one on the council running. Ours are in the
I just
off
wasn't
year.
privy to it, so.
So I don't know that that will affect anything. It's just we continue with our regular operations and no elections, although we certainly watch them and enjoy them. It's nice not to be in one. So then with that, we now go into the next part of our meeting, which are our resolutions. For the benefit of the scout troop here, with our meetings, we discuss everything for 2 weeks, 2 different council meetings. So last week, we had discussions on the items that you will see before us. So if you think we move a little rapidly, that sometimes happens because we've already discussed them, but we give it a second week and an opportunity for it to be heard twice. I think that's a good process. So we will jump right into these resolutions, beginning with Resolution 14-150. And I got to get to my regular meeting, not the study meeting. And so this resolution is to execute a master lease purchase agreement for some desktop and laptop computers for use by the police department, almost $135,000. And these are replaced, I believe, on about a 4-year rotation, as I recall. And this is the official process for presenting these and having them approved by the council. So, any other things we need to have on the record? Okay, Mr. Isaac. We will then turn to the council for action or discussion on this master lease agreement. Councilman Vincent.
Mayor, move for approval of Resolution 14-150 to authorize the city to purchase these computers.
Motion is properly before us. Do we have a second?
Second.
Councilman Euler has the second. Now we can discuss the motion or anything with regard to this. Any further comments that you would like to make with regard to this proposal? I would just say that this is a fairly routine type of thing, and it has immensely helped our police department to be able to do much of their work on computer. rather than sitting there filling out forms which someone else has to enter into a system. So it is very helpful. It also gives them the capability to access information on traffic stops or any situation. It is just a great boon to them. And so, with that then, seeing no further comments, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving Resolution 14-150 for the purchase of desktop and laptop computers for the police department, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have Resolution 14-151. This is a contract to Acme Construction for the Jordan River Drainage Outfall Modifications Project. This is one that has been going on and approximately no more than $160,000 to put in these gates to assist in preventing flooding along the Jordan River, specifically in the, I guess you call them trailer courts. Most of them aren't very much trailers. They're manufactured homes. They don't move around much. And this will help alleviate problems when there is high water. And so, to the council then. Councilman Young.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it very much. This one is in my district, and I really support these people right here. And I know these people very well. Gonna track them down and knock on their doors quite often. And I just, that's my comment, and I make a motion for this one is the motion to approve Resolution 14-151.
Motion is before us. Do we have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Lang seconds the motion. It is now properly and fully before us. Any further discussion to the motion? Seeing none, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving Resolution 14-151 for the Jordan River Drainage Outfall Modification Project, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. We now go to Resolution 14-152. This is a project for no more than $190,000, probably a little bit less, for a Falcon Street storm drain project. This will take down that street down to 4100 South, putting in storm drains there to handle the problems that occur on 4100 South where all the drainage ends up along the side of the road. In fact, sometimes blocking part of the lane, and this will help to alleviate that and eliminate that hazardous ponding condition on 4100 South. With that then, we turn to the council for action or discussion.
Mayor,
Councilman Bueller.
thank you. I move for approval of Resolution 14-152.
Councilman Bueller makes the motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Councilman Nordfeld has the second. The motion is properly before us. Any further discussion on this resolution? Seeing none, we'll place it for a vote. All in favor of approving Resolution 14-152 for the Falcon Street Storm Drain Project, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The resolution is approved. Are there any other issues that should come before us? I don't believe we have an executive session need.
That's correct, sir.
Anything else from the council? I will bring up just one item because it piqued my interest. I saw in the news. In fact, there's a police department here in Utah that are receiving the body cams. And I just mention it. There's obviously no action we're taking, but I don't know if this has been discussed before, but certainly might merit some consideration. I don't know. They're not cheap, but it certainly changes the dynamics of some of these national news stories where, you know, what is said and what is alleged is sometimes different from what happens, and it's difficult sometimes to prove. Might be interesting to try a project with that, but that's a discussion for another time. I just wanted to put it in front of you. We'll talk about it at another meeting. With that then, our work is completed in this session of our regular council meeting. So we look to the council for one final motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Our council meeting is adjourned. That passed unanimously.